Are you worried about the Niners in the NFC? In the NFC West specifically? Are you worried about your San Francisco 49ers? I don't think you should be too worried yet, Chris. I don't think there's a huge reason to worry because you know you have the pieces and you do know you're just not healthy right now. If you go out, even with this same roster, I think it's the same conversation because I'm just not big on the Patriots. If you go out and you do lose to the Patriots at home, that's a problem. But I do think that it's a divisional game. You were missing dudes. They were missing dudes. You had an opportunity to win. You didn't get it done, right? It's not as if you were outmatched, and you're not going to be outmatched against the Patriots. There are a couple of things you need to shore up, but you get the Patriots at home, you get the Cardinals at home, and then you go to Seattle before your gauntlet with the Chiefs and the Cowboys and the Bucks, who are, the Bucks are. We'll figure out who the Bucks are. We're starting to figure out who the Bucks are. But before that gauntlet, you get the Patriots. So I don't think I would be worried quite yet, Chris.
I would start to get worried. I'll tell you that. I mean, I definitely think this week is not the time to worry, like you said. I mean, the Patriots, that really shouldn't be any problem at all. It doesn't matter if you're hurt or not. You definitely have the talent advantage. You're at home. You're coming off a bad loss. Everything should lead you to really dominating the Patriots. Like if I'm the Niners, I want to put up 30 plus easy, maybe even start to touch the 40 range, because that's how you really steer the ship back and get it back on course and have you start to feel right. But, I don't want to sleep on the Cardinals. The Cardinals, to me, have been very, very impressive these last 2 weeks. There's definitely a world in which they would have won this week against the Lions. They gave the Bills a really tough test in week 1 as well. They were up the entirety of the first half and then just kind of gave it up completely. I think there's a world where the Cardinals give the Niners problems, and then right after that, they play the 3-0 Seahawks at Seattle on Thursday night on a short week. I just think that there's definitely room to be nervous here moving forward, and that's why I think you do have to take Bosa's advice, and if you are the Niners, you got to take it week by week. You cannot overlook these opponents. You can't say, oh, well, we always kill the Cardinals in divisional games, and so we're not really concerned about them. That's how you ended up, to me, in the place that you are now. Not that they necessarily overlook their opponents, but just by not executing in the way in which we're accustomed to. I think that there is reason to be nervous here, because if they drop one more game that they're not supposed to lose before they head into that gauntlet, I just think that it's really easy to get behind fast in the NFL. And when you start playing catch up, you can't have anything not go your way. We've already seen a ton of injuries not go the Niners' way this year. Right now it's still hope that McCaffrey's going to come back for week 7. We don't know exactly when Debo's going to come back. So I think the Niners should start to be a little bit concerned. Definitely not hit the panic button quite yet, but you should definitely be feeling the 1-2-ness of this season so far. And I think it should be concerning at the very least that you're not head and shoulders above everybody else like you were last year. I mean, it felt like the Niners could sleepwalk against the non-elite teams of the NFL and be able to put up 30 easily. That's clearly not the case anymore. And I just think that that's the dangerous part that I'm not sure has quite sunk in for the Niners, is that you aren't head and shoulders above the regular teams in the NFL anymore.
Yeah, and there's a difference between worried about making the playoffs and worried about, the playoffs are going to come through Santa Clara again. I think you should maybe start worrying about whether or not the Niners are going to be able to put themselves into a position.
Your hierarchy. Yes, standing in the hierarchy total.
The playoffs are going to come through us. We're going to get a home game until it's time to go to New Orleans. I think
that ship maybe starts to sail here pretty soon.
It's close.
Yeah.
It's definitely. I'm looking at the standings now, and you got your Vikings at 3-0, your Seahawks at 3-0. The good thing is, in situations like this, the teams that you expected to be at the top are not there, right? Because I know Brian Flores in that scheme. At least Brock would have got to see him twice. Let's say down the road, you have to face the Vikings. You would see him twice.
Right.
The Seahawks, I'm still just not incredibly impressed by the Seahawks, and then you have the other teams that we thought would be up there, like the Lions, the Packers, and the Eagles. And the NFC South, to me, is going to start showing who they truly are as well. They kind of did this weekend with both the Saints and the Bucks Bucks losing, and the Saints just couldn't do anything. Really, some kudos to the Eagles defense. I mean, the Saints could do nothing out there in New Orleans. 916-339-1140. Uh-oh. Kyle Shanahan. I hope you're listening to this one. TC wants to be part of the conversation. What's up, TC? What you got for us?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Alan, Chris, what's up?
What's up, man?
Man?
Just trying to get through this one. It's a rough one.
Hey, before we get started on the Niners, hey, man, Seagoat Sam over there balling for your boys, man, Chris.
That's right.
In Minnesota, that's crazy. Hey, we was laughing. Me and my cousin was laughing like, look at this dude, Sam Darnold over here. We just thought it was funny. Everybody else want to be mad. Bro, it was funny to me that this dude is balling. Then when I turned and looked at my own team, I said, bro, this was a joke. That was a joke of a game. Now y'all see what I'm talking about with this dude Shanahan. Brock is Brock. Jennings is Jennings. Mason is Mason, bro. We been knew about these dudes, dude. They should have been playing, right? They should have. Tawan should have been doing that. What, Kyle? Why don't you try doing this when everybody is healthy, right? It'll throw some teams off, right, Kyle Shanahan? But no, you want to wait till everybody's injured to do this, and then the world's like, oh, these guys are dudes. They been dudes, but this dude don't never want to play him. Man, check it out, dude. That dude is losing that locker room, bro, and I'm telling you, I'm Chris and Allen. I'm done, bro. I'm done. I'll call tomorrow. He's losing that locker room, bro. It's over.
Wow. TC, thanks for the call. Losing the locker room, Kyle Shanahan. Look, everybody says he's a player's coach. I don't think it's happening yet. But again, you have a situation where he's putting his trust in guys that don't normally get opportunities. He's putting his trust in a Ronnie Bell. He's putting his trust in these guys. And part of it is because he has to. So he can't catch the ball, right? Now, when it comes to the defensive coordinator situation, I do think we could hold Shanahan accountable for how this has all shook out so far, right? I mean, you bring in a guy who's green. You essentially think this is what it was, Chris, to me. You felt like, number one, Wilkes was your scapegoat. You scapegoated him in Minnesota. You scapegoated him in Vegas for the Super Bowl. So you had to move off of him. I think they felt like, similar to when they drafted Trey Lance, we just need a guy. All those quarterbacks are so good, we just need one of them. Because to this day, we don't know who they actually wanted. In this situation, our defense is so good, we just need somebody who is going to do what we say, and he can grow with the defense and grow into the position in Sorensen. And I think we're figuring out that they were wrong. Either that defense wasn't on its face, just not as good as we thought, or Sorensen is going to have to do more than he's currently doing. And I saw some people just mention that it's lacking creativity, this defense. And this is stuff that's far beyond my understanding, but I'm watching them get burnt toast. So something's going on. And I think that maybe they felt like our defense is so good, we just need somebody to just do what we say. Because wasn't there a call in the Super Bowl where Wilkes wanted another zero blitz, and then Shanahan said, Shanahan overruled it. So someone where it's, hey, this first year, essentially, and we talked about this when you get your permit, right? You got the car next to you, or the seat next to you has the brake in the other seat. Basically, they did not give Sorensen the job. They did not give Sorensen his license. No. They gave him his permit, and Shanahan and Staley, you got two backseat drivers, are there supposedly pressing the brake whenever Sorensen makes a wrong turn, if they even allow him to, or if he goes over the speed limit. And I think that's something in the hierarchy is going to come out, and something is not working. They may see Wilkes bring his down after a couple games. Hey, you got to get out the booth and be rah-rah like Saleh and D'Amico and jump around. So what are they going to do? They're going to do something. I just don't know what it is.
No idea. But yeah, you can see it coming. There's going to be a scapegoat. There's going to be an excuse. They're going to try and fix it in the middle of the season. And then if it doesn't get fixed at the end of the year, it wouldn't surprise me if, Brandon Staley ends up being named the D coordinator, or some sort of story comes out where it's like, actually, it turns out the defense really hated Sorensen a lot, and he was definitely a Kyle guy, and, maybe there was some division in the locker room. You can feel it. You can feel it coming even now, that there's going to be some sort of story that comes out that just kind of tells us, like, hey, everything behind the scenes wasn't as good as what you would think. And yeah, I mean, this is kind of what happens when, like we detailed earlier, you lose all your coordinators year after year after year. At some point, the luck is going to run out, or skill, or whatever you want to call it. At some point here, you are going to get a dud, and it looks like I won't say that this is already looking like a dud, but there's definitely some things that need to be fixed. Back-to-back weeks of giving up crazy explosive plays, you can't have that, especially if you're supposed to win a Super Bowl.
No, you definitely can't have that. And the other part of it is ultimately you need to understand who you are, right? There are certain schools out there that just says, hey, we don't take JUCO guys. Nothing against JUCO guys, but we like to have our guys from freshman year on. There are other schools out there that say, we don't mind JUCO guys. You come in, you play well, and then you get the heck on out of here, right? And I think the Niners try to fight who they normally are. We're going to bring in a guy who's got a good amount of pedigree. He's probably going to leave in a year, and then we're going to get another guy. They decided to go in a different route, and so far, so early, it has not worked out for them. Coming up next, sometimes the second act or third act might be better than the first. We talk about some of the QBs wearing different jerseys and doing their thing this season. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.